If you know me, you know that I love Mccoy Tyner. If you don't know that, please reconsider the level of knowing me, because then I don't know how much you know me. So these two concepts that I just showed you are basically a sidestepping kind of concept, if you will. Mccoy Tyner a lot of the times approach the chord by a chord that is a half step above the one that you are going to. So for instance, in the example that I just showed you from Impressions, the second chord in the modal tune is E flat minor, and he approaches it by sidestepping from E minor. When he plays a minor chord, especially in a modal perspective, he always views it as the 5 chord, or most of the time he views it as a 5 chord. If I have, for instance, E flat minor, I'll be playing A flat 13 in my left hand. Same with approaching that E flat minor half step, I'll be playing A7 13 in my left hand, which actually also gives you more opportunity. You know, when you have a dominant chord, you have more opportunity of breaking it apart as opposed to just working with the minor chord. Here I'm just going to show you these voicings visually. Mccoy Tyner approaches E flat minor 7, which he plays as A flat dominant 13, which is this chord. You'll hear Mccoy Tyner play this chord structure a lot. He approaches it then by E minor, or in his view, A7 13, which will look like this. And the line is so it kind of slips in really nicely when you are going to whatever chord you are approaching. Now in the other line that I showed you, it's exactly the same thing, but here he just uses a minor pentatonic shape, or in my view it actually just looks like an E minor shape as well with the 11th. So he does and also, if you notice in my left hand, I'm moving up in fourths, which is something I'll probably talk about in a little bit more depth in another video, but it's safe to do from the 13th chord going up a whole tone in fourths. That's a safe thing to do. But when we talk about fourth voicing, it does get a little bit deeper than just moving up, you know, like this, because they also follow their own shape. So for now, let's use A flat 7. We're going up a half step here. I mean a whole tone step, and then another whole tone step, which you'll hear Mccoy Tyner do a lot. Now, of course, when you learn a line, you might want to be a bit creative with it. This is why it's important to understand the concept and not just learn the line like a parrot. So here's a variation. I'll do. Can't really see my hand there, but basically I'm sliding from E minor into E flat minor, or I can do if I'm going, so I'm playing with E minor patterns and bebop lines, and I'm kind of, and when you sidestep, or see, you kind of want to slip in sneakily. That's what kind of makes it sound hip. I don't really like that word, but for lack of a better word, that's what makes it sound cool to the ear, because it kind of moves in a way where it's leading the ear, you know. If I'm going, you know, it's not too jumpy.